Bonjour everyone and welcome to this class. Let's start the usual way by now. Cross-legged, maybe sitting on a block as you'd like. Just find a comfortable seat. Both sit bones flat on whatever the surface is. And then let's shrug the shoulder one last time. Let the shoulder blades melt down your back. Let the belly hang out. Palms of the hands maybe resting on the knees in between your legs. Crown of the head reaching upwards, straight spine, and then take a big inhale through the nose and a big sigh out. 2 more times. Inhale, fill up the lungs. And one last time. Now gently settle into the pose, onto your mat, into your breath. Just have steady inhales and exhales through the nose. Quickly try to identify anything that you're still holding on to right now. Maybe any muscles in the face, in the hands, legs, hips. Just let everything go. Instead, focus on how your breath feels. Is there any sensations you're feeling when you're taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out? Keep the breath flowing. How are you feeling today? Is there anything that you're holding on to, maybe mentally this time? Acknowledge it, whatever it is. And then take a big inhale and a big exhale through the nose. And finally, think about one thing you're grateful for. One thing that makes you happy in life. As small or as big as you want. Or maybe today you want to dedicate your practice to someone. Keeping your eyes closed, just gently bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, letting go the left side of the neck, and bring that right hand on top of the head, just using it as a weight to gently push onto the right side, stretching the left side of the neck. And then gently letting it go, other side, left ear to left shoulder, and then left hand on the right side of the face, using it as a weight. Shoulders are still relaxed. That should create a gentle pull towards the right side of the neck. And then letting it go. This time we're going forward, chin to chest, and then both hands again using it as a weight on top of the back of your head. Gently rounding your spine. And then letting it go, coming back up. Gently open your eyes. Let's start by stretching the right side, right hand to the right side of the body. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, bending towards that right side, opening shoulders. And then other side, left hand to the left side of the mat. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, bending forwards or bending towards the left side. And then one more time on each side, just keeping it flowing this time, reaching to the right, and then gently reaching to the left. Back to a neutral pose. If you had a block under your sit bones, just remove it, put it to the side, we might use it later on. And then from here, butterfly pose, sole of the feet together. Oh, went really French all of a sudden, together, and then knees wide, and we're going to come forward, maybe just on your fingertips, keeping your back flat. You could also hold onto your feet, and then just bring that chest closer. Keeping your back flat at first, we're going to round a little bit later. And then just push, try to come as much forward as you can. Feeling that in the adductors, hamstrings too. And on every exhale, try to come a little bit deeper, keeping that back flat, that spine, especially the lower spine, straight. And then gently let your feet go or come up slightly. And then we're going to go back into it with the feet a little further away from your body into what seems to be called a tortoise. And then this time we're reaching forward and then rounding the back. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you just want to reach forwards with your hands, maybe grabbing your feet or bringing your hands under the knees. And even from here, you could bring the hands to the back and bind. And then round that back, head closer to the mat. And keep your breath flowing in and out the nose. Releasing your neck. Just a few more breaths. And then gently come up. We're going to roll over on our knees and meet into a child's pose. Sending knees as wide as the mat. And then heels into the glutes. Toes, big toes touching each other. And then gently coming forwards. Releasing that chest closer to the mat. Releasing neck and head. Option to bring your hands to the back. And then take your time to come up in a downward dog. When I say take your time, I mean it. Gently bringing the knees closer to each other, tucking the toes in, and then sending the hips high, pushing the ground away with the hands, bending one leg, straightening the other, walking out your dog, sending the hips high, flat back, maybe bending the knees to start with, your call. Continue walking that dog and maybe find a static downward facing dog, releasing through the back of the legs, stretching the calves, hamstrings, which we're going to focus on today. And then from here, gently transition into a high plank. Hands under the shoulders, maybe reaching your legs a little bit further so you're on your tiptoes. Tailbone in, knees on the mat, and then bring that chest and that chin. Gently bring that body to the mat. Hands in front of your shoulders. Inhale into a cobra, engaging the glutes, feeling a deep stretch in that core. Gentle back bend, and then hands under the shoulders, back into a downward facing dog. Find your static down dog. And then back to that high plank. This time with or without the knees on the mat. Gently coming down, body resting on the mat, hands in front of your shoulders. Into that cobra again. Maybe start looking a little bit up. Exhaling, coming to the mat, hands under the shoulders, back into downward facing dog. And then one more time, find that high plank. This time we're coming down into the low plank, sending the elbows to the back, and when they're 90 degrees, inhaling into an up dog, looking up, engaging the glutes, maybe looking to the right, looking to the left, and then sending those hips up into a downward facing dog. We're taking 5 breaths here, really releasing through the back of the legs, so you've got to feel that stretch almost up to the sit bone. Keep the breath flowing in and out your nose, chest closer to the knees if you can. And then from here, inhale, right leg up, exhale, lunge on that right side, left knee on the mat. Coming up into that lunge, interlacing fingers on the knee, sink into the pose. Push the knee away, upper body straight, shoulders relaxed. And then from here, straight transitioning into a ragdoll, bringing hands to the mat, tucking that left foot and then stepping it to the front, hip distance apart, bend your knees, grab your elbows, sway from side to side, from left to right. And then into a squat. So we're gonna reach the upper body up with the hands on our hips and then come into a squat, maybe go a little bit wider on the feet and then just sinking lower. Glutes onto your heels. We stay here. Maybe you can use a block and gently sit on that block, not resting here obviously, or you could do that up against a wall. And then let's make our way back into that ragdoll, feet hip distance apart, gentle bend in the knees, letting neck and head go. And then hands to the mat, bringing the left foot to the middle of the mat and then stepping the right foot to the back into a lunge on the left side this time, toes untucked. Come up with your core, interlace your fingers on that left knee and then push the left knee away. And then frame the front foot, going back into that ragdoll, stepping that right foot hip distance apart from the left, readjusting if you need, grabbing your elbows, ragdoll. This time interlace your fingers behind your back and reach those hands high up, opening the shoulders, stretching the pecs. And then hands back to the mat. Let's go back into that squat, hands to the hips, coming up with a straight back. Feet go wider, toes to the outside, and then sink lower into your squat. Try to keep that chest straight. Don't fall down like I almost did. And then back into a ragdoll, feet hip distance apart, bending the knees, grabbing elbows, again interlacing fingers behind your back, reaching up, and try to come forward with those hands. And then hands back to the mat, stepping back into a downward dog. If you need, walk the dog. Otherwise, we find that static down dog for just a few breaths. Do as I say, not as I do. Stay in that down dog. Still pushing the ground away with the hands, relaxing the shoulders, navel to spine, and then chest closer to the knees, sending the hips high. And then from our down dog, inhale, right leg up, exhale, crescent lunge on that right side. We stay on our tiptoes on the back leg, knee off the mat, sink into your crescent lunge. Try not to fall down. Hands to that knee, or up in the air actually. Why not? So here, really feeling that deep stretch in the hip flexors, but also strengthening the hamstrings. And then frame the front foot, bring that left knee on the mat into your lunge, untuck your toes, interlacing the fingers on that right knee, and then sinking lower. Next pose is going to be aeroplane. We're going to stay on the top of our foot and lift that left knee. If that's not available, you can maybe try doing it with your hands on the mat, or just not do it and stay in lunge. So let's do this. Bring your hands high up in the air and then lifting that left knee, reaching up. We stay 2 more breaths here. Keep breathing. You could even sting your tongue out, lion's breath. And then frame the front foot, bring that left knee on the mat, back into your crescent lunge. If you stayed in that crescent lunge, you're amazing. And then we're going to come up, back into our crescent lunge with knee off the mat. Coming back up, hands up to the ceiling, pivoting on that back foot and into your warrior two. Just going to switch sides so you can see me. Back into that warrior two. Feet into one straight line so that the middle of the back foot, same line as the front heel. Shoulders above the hips, inner thighs engaged. Lengthen that back leg and straight arms. From here, straighten the front leg. Back foot a little bit closer if you need. And then inhale, reaching to the front. Exhale, bending over into that triangle pose. Looking up, keeping that right leg straight. Left leg too, hips opened. Reaching for a block or just for the air. That's fine. Just pretend there's a block here. And then from here, coming up with your body, using your core, pivoting that right foot, not falling down, into wide leg forward bend. Pigeon toe, so toes to the inside, hands to our hips, and then folding forward with a flat back, hands under the shoulders. Go a little bit wider if you'd like. But now instead of going pigeon toe, we're going to go toes to the outside and try to stay onto the entire right foot. So heel stays on the mat. And we're going to come down into a side lunge, snake squat, Cossack squat. Maybe going a little bit wider. Try to keep that chest straight. Feeling that deep stretch in the hamstrings, adductors. And then going to the other side, transitioning from that one side to the other through a wide leg forward bend. And then trying to do it as it works. So on the left side for me, it's much harder to keep the heel on the mat, but I still feel that stretch onto the right leg. So it works. And then transitioning to the other side one more time on each. Really try to keep that heel on the mat. And then other side. and then back to your wide leg forward bend. And then this time moving the toes to be pigeon toes, so to the inside, going a little bit wider, hands still under the shoulders, and then diving forwards, maybe bringing your hands to the back, so to the white wall for me. Grabbing big toes on each side, and then bringing that chest closer to the mat. And then gently let go, hands under the shoulders, flat back, bring your legs a little bit closer, bend the knees, and then we're going to pivot. So we are into crescent lunge on the left side, pivoting on both foot, right heel off the mat, hands up to the ceiling, crescent lunge, shoulders relaxing, melting down the back, that right leg is still straight. Deep stretch in the hip flexors, strengthening the hamstrings too. And then bringing that right knee on the mat into your crescent lunge, untucking your toes. And you know what's coming, the aeroplane that we did on one side. For me, it's much more difficult on that side. Not as much strength in the left leg as the right. So it might get more difficult if you want to just stay in your crescent lunge. Otherwise, aeroplane, lifting that right knee up the mat, staying on the top of the foot. 3 breaths here. Third time is an optional lion's breath. Inhale, stick your tongue out. And then gently release the knee on the mat graciously, like I just did. Back into your crescent lunge. Maybe this time interlacing fingers on that knee and then pushing the knee away. Woohoo! That's a tough one. Such a good one though. And from here, tuck your toes back into your crescent lunge. And then again, we're going to go into a wide leg forward bend, pivoting that left foot this time, pigeon toe, hands to our hips, folding forwards with a straight back, hands under the shoulders. Go a little bit wider if you'd like, and we're actually bringing the toes to the outside to set up for snake squat, side lunge, Cossack squat, whatever you want to call it. Coming down onto the heel of that right foot, lifting the toes on the left, transitioning to the other side. If you can, try to keep your chest as upwards as possible. As you can see, I struggle doing that. And then one more time on each side. Right leg, bending that right knee, and then left side, and back to that wide leg forward bend. Let your upper body go, not trying to do anything, just keeping your toes wide and on the inside. And then gently bending the knees, pivoting towards that left side and stepping back into a downward facing dog. Let's go for a vinyasa. We haven't done much today. Straight into a high plank, sending elbows to the back, hinging forwards, inhaling, looking up into that up dog, engaging the glutes, exhaling, downward facing dog. Keep that breath flowing in your down dog. And then we're going to do that one more time on each side. This time we're going to go faster. So from our downward dog, inhale, right leg up, exhale, crescent lunge on the right side. Inhaling, bringing your hands up. Exhaling, hands to the mat, left knee on the mat, crescent lunge, interlacing fingers on that knee. And then coming off that left knee into an aeroplane, hands up to the ceiling, sinking lower, deeper in that stretch, and then bringing left knee on the mat, tucking your left toes, coming back up into that crescent lunge. I'm going to switch sides again. And then from here, we're going to pivot on that left foot, go straight into that wide leg forward bend, hands to your hips, toes to the outside, side lunge, coming to the right, and then coming to the left. One more time on each side, right and left. And then back to wide leg forward bend, pivoting so that the left foot is in front, straight into your crescent lunge. Right heel off the floor. And then right knee on the mat, right toes untucked. What are we doing? Lunge? Almost forgot what the name was. Sink lower, and then tucking that tailbone in and lifting that right knee off the mat. Aeroplane, keep it strong, keep the breath flowing. That's what's gonna help you. Big inhale, big exhale, knee on the mat, tuck your toes in, crescent lunge, back into your wide leg forward bend. Toes to the outside, snake squat on the right, and snake squat on the left. And then one more time on each side. And then back to your wide leg forward bend, pivoting back into your crescent lunge, facing the top of the mat. Frame the front foot, stepping back, high plank, lowering to low plank. Inhale is up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go, people. Amazing work. Now just look forward, bend your knees and kneel. Just find a kneeling position. Just so we can focus on our breath for a few minutes. One of my favorite ways to relax after an intense flow. Just counting the number of inhales and exhales. And towards the end, we'll introduce breath retention. So just holding that breath for a few seconds in between the inhale and the exhale. If you'd like, keep your eyes closed. You could also be cross-legged, kneeling with a block in between your legs, so it's a little bit easier and not as tough on your knees. Let's start. Take a big inhale through the nose and a big sigh out. And then inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 1, 2. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a big inhale through the nose and a big sigh out. And gently open your eyes. Try to bring some movement back into your fingers. And then let's make our way into downward facing dog. gently taking our time to set up the pose. Good foundation is always a good thing, whatever you do. And then from here, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hips. Stacking that right hip on top of the left, keeping the integrity of your down dog, but reaching to the back. And then from here, we're gonna exhale and frame bring the foot to the front of the mat, framing the front foot with both hands, and then gently bring the left knee on the mat. We feel like we've been here already. This time, using a block or not, as you'd like, we're going to extend that right leg in front of us and go into that monkey pose or that half splits, depending how you call it or how deep you can go. Trying to keep the toes untucked, you can do it with the toes tucked, and then just reaching forwards, maybe straightening that leg, using a block to almost be comfortable in that pose. And then it's all about trying to go a little bit deeper, lengthening the hamstrings. Important to keep your upper body straight if you can. Much deeper stretch. Obviously better if you have two blocks. I only have one, so we make it work. Keep the toes active, and then gently bring your hands to the mat, stepping that right foot to the back into a downward dog. And then going forward pigeon, inhaling right leg up, exhaling right knee to right wrist, sending that left leg to the back. I don't know why I said it like that. Send the left leg to the back. Maybe a block under that right glute. Again, deep stretch in the hamstrings. Top of the glute too in that piriformis. And then gently coming down to the mat. Keep the breath flowing. Try to not fidget too much. Just find a comfortable, in brackets, position and just try to hold on to it. Maybe gently readjust if you need, sending the left leg further to the back, opening the hips a little bit more. Maybe you want to change the angle of your shin. Otherwise, we're staying here a few more breaths. And then let's gently come up, collapsing on that right glute, sending the left leg to the front, into that knee to nose, bringing the right foot into your left thigh, right leg relaxed, left leg straight, toes active, and then inhaling, reaching both hands up to the ceiling, exhaling with a flat back at first, and then rounding your upper back. Again, we're lengthening the hamstrings, stretching the calves. Again, you can grab anything you can grab on that left leg, or even maybe bringing a block on top of that foot. And then gently coming up. We're going to roll over on our knees and come back up into a downward facing dog to do the other side, which means inhale, left leg up, Exhale, bending that knee, stacking the hips, left hip on top of the right, both hands still on the mat with equal weight, still kicking to the back, that left knee, and then stepping it in between your hands for that monkey pose again, right knee on the mat, right toes untucked, and then slide that left heel in front of you, going as deep as you can with a straight leg. That's the hard part. Some people will come here quite easily, and for others it might be a nightmare. But it's all about working on it a little bit every day. Then it becomes much easier. Try to keep your body straight. And then we're gonna gently make our way back into a downward facing dog. To set up for the pigeon on the left side, inhaling the left leg up, exhaling left knee to left wrist, right leg to the back. Remember, both sides are going to feel very different. Don't bother judging, everyone's the same. Just come to the mat. Feel that stretch on the left leg this time. Again, keep the breath flowing. Whatever you do, wherever you are, always keep that breath flowing. Readjust if you need to for the last few breaths. And then let's gently collapse on the left side, bringing the right foot to the front, left sole of the foot onto that right thigh, right leg engaged. Inhale, both hands up, exhale, forward folding, grabbing anything we can grab on that right side with both hands. And then knee to nose, or knee as close to the, or nose as close to the knee as possible. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed here. They don't need to be close to the ears. And then gently letting it go, coming back up, both legs in front of you, give them a shake. And then we're going to go for restorative inversion. You either have the option to go legs up against the wall if you have a wall. If you don't, you can either use your hands and just bring them under your glutes and lifting the legs up, tailbone in, upper body straight, or use a block under your sacrum. And then wherever you are, close your eyes, keep the breath flowing, in and out your nose, keeping the legs straight, toes active, which means they're coming closer to your face and not pointing to the ceiling. This way, again, we're lengthening the hamstrings. Few more breath here. And then gently releasing your hands from under your glutes if they were there, back onto your mat if you were legs up against the wall, and then bend your knees, give yourself a big hug. You can start with knees touching each other and then gently going wider. Send the sole of the feet up. Grab the outside of your feet and then happy baby pose, swaying from left to right. Again, still lengthening those hamstrings, stretching them. And then let go the left leg, keep the right leg as it is. Try to go deeper into your stretch. Actively sending that right knee into the armpit. And then back into that happy baby. This time sending the right leg away, keeping the left as it is, letting the right leg go, and then actively hitting or trying to bring the knees into the armpit. The left knee into the left armpit. And then gently let that left leg go. Full body stretch, reaching both hands up over your head. And then hands resting alongside your body. Legs far away from each other. One last tuck of the pelvis. Flat spine on the mat. And then let's make our way into the best pose of all, Shavasana. Gently bring your awareness back to your body. Start deepening your breath. And then bring movements into your toes, your fingers. Reaching both hands up, have a full body stretch. And then knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. You've worked extremely hard for the last hour. And then sending both knees to the right. Staying a few breaths in that fetus pose. And then making your way up. Just the way we started, cross-legged. Relaxing your legs. Bring your hands to your heart. What was that one thing that you were grateful for? Who was that person you dedicated the practice to? Keep it in mind. Show them some love. Have a lovely, lovely day. Namaste. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. See you soon. Bye-bye.